Hello everyone, and welcome to the second session on multiple choice questions based on pharmaceutical jurisprudence. In this session, I would be discussing about Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940 and Rules 1945 in detail. So the first question is the Drug and Cosmetic Act was passed on 1st March 1948, 1st April 1940, 10th March 1940, 10th April 1940. The correct answer is 10th April 1940. The act was passed with the main objective to register pharmacists, raise the status of profession of pharmacy, regulate import, manufacture, distribution, and sale of drugs and cosmetics. None of the above. The correct answer is regulate, import, manufacture, distribution, and sale of drug and cosmetics. The act consists of dash chapters, 2 chapters, 4 chapters, 5 chapters, or 6 chapters. The correct answer is 5 chapters. The rules of the act are divided into dash parts, 10 parts, 13 parts, 20 parts, 23 parts. The correct answer is 23 parts. There are dash schedules to the act. 1, 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is 2. There are dash schedules to the rules. 10, 17, 20, 27. The correct answer is 27. There are 27 schedules to the rules. See, you can just go through these schedules. It is quite easy. Okay. So first of all, I would like to tell you that this is a trick by which you can remember the different schedules. So I will just read it out for you. Schedule A, it consists of forms. B, it is fees for analysis. C, it is biological and special products. C1, other special products. D, exempted import. E, poisons that are omitted. E1, Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani poisons. F, blood bank. F1, vaccines, antisera, diagnostics. F2, surgical dressings. F3, umbilical tapes. FF, ophthalmic. G, to be taken under supervision. Any medicine that you are going to take, it must be taken under supervision of registered medical practitioner. H, sold on prescription. I, calculations of poisons that is omitted. J, list of diseases or drugs that a drug may not claim to cure. List of diseases that a drug may not claim to cure. K, exempted manufacture. L, prescription drugs that are omitted. M, good manufacturing practices for drugs. M1, good manufacturing practices for homeopathic. M2, good manufacturing practices for cosmetics. M3, requirements for medicinal devices. N is minimum equipments that are necessary for efficient running of pharmacy. O is standards for disinfectant fluids. P, life period of drugs. P1, pack size of drugs. Q, coal tar colors. R, standards for condoms. R1, standards for medical devices. S, standard for cosmetic. T, factory premises for Ayurvedic and Unani. U, particulars that must be shown for analytics, manufacture records of drug. U1, particulars, manufacturing records of cosmetic. V, standards for patent and proprietary medicine. W, generic drugs. X is habit forming drugs. Y, it is the guidelines for clinical trials. So it is just a trick. You can easily remember the different schedules. Now, provisions applicable to blood bank requirements and licensing to process blood components is prescribed under Schedule F, F1, F2, F3. The correct answer is F. Okay, you can just go through the different schedules from F category. F is provisions applicable to the blood bank. F1 is for vaccines. F2 is for standards of surgical dressings, and F3 is for umbilical tapes. Then requirements for factory premises, plant equipments, etc. for homeopathic drugs is prescribed under schedule M, M1, M2 or M3. The correct answer is M1. Again, you can check the schedule M over here in detail. M is for good manufacturing practices for drugs. M1, it is the requirements for homeopathic. M2, requirements for cosmetic. M3, requirements for medical devices. Standards for disinfectant fluids are prescribed under schedule F, O, G, H. The correct answer is O. You can remember phenol. Okay, just for easy understanding. So schedule O would be the right answer in this case. Standard for medical devices is prescribed under schedule F1, R1, M1, none of the above. The correct answer is R1. Okay. Standards for ophthalmic preparations are prescribed under schedule O, FF, G, H. The correct answer is FF. If a drug contains a color other than prescribed, it is termed as spurious drug, bulk drug, misbranded drug, adulterated drug. See, you need to be very thorough with these four definitions also: spurious drug, bulk drug, misbranded drug, and adulterated drug. Then and then only you can find out the difference between these. So in this case, the correct answer is adulterated drug. If a drug contains a color other than prescribed, then it would be termed as an adulterated drug. If a drug is not labeled in a prescribed manner, then it is termed as spurious drug, bulk drug, misbranded drug, or adulterated drug. The correct answer is misbranded drug. You are not putting a proper label. Okay, so that means that you are trying to hide or trying to mask the original brand. So it would be termed as a misbranded drug. If a drug is imported under a name which belongs to another drug, it is termed as spurious drug, bulk drug, misbranded drug, or adulterated drug. In this case, the answer would be spurious drug. Now, important definitions that you need to keep in mind. I have even given you a brief idea of those over here from this topic. See, what are misbranded drugs? They would be if it is so colored, coated, powdered, or polished that the damage is concealed. Okay, that the damage is basically masked or hidden, or it is made to appear better or greater of therapeutic value than it really is. Or if it is not labeled in a prescribed manner, if its label or container or anything accompanying the drugs bear any statement, design, or device which makes any false claim for the drug, or which is false or misleading in any particular way, that would be termed as misbranded drug. Next one, adulterated drug. If it consists in whole or in part of any filthy means dirty one, turrid or decomposed substances, or it has been prepared, packed, or sold under insanitary conditions, unhygienic conditions basically. If its container is composed in a whole or in a part of any poisonous or deleterious substances, which may render the container injurious to health. Basically, which may render the content injurious to health. It contains any harmful or toxic substances which may render it injurious to health, or if any substance mixed with it so as to render its quality or strength. If you see that there is some alteration into it, you can simply say that the product is adulterated one. Okay, simply if we call it in Hindi, we would be calling it as मिलावट वाला जो कोई product है उसे हम adulterated drug कहते हैं. Okay, then what is spurious drug? Now it is either imported under a name which belongs to another drug. It is an imitation. Imitation means mimicry kind of thing. It is an imitation of or is a suitable or is a substitute for another drug or resembles another drug in a manner to deceive, okay, or bear upon its label or container the name of another drug unless plainly or conspicuously marked so as to reveal its true character and its lack of identity with other drugs, or the label on the container bears the name of fictitious company which has been substituted or wholly or in part by another drug or by another substance, or which purports to be the product of a manufacturer of whom it is not truly a product. It would be termed as a spurious drug. The same applies with cosmetics. Then there are other definitions that you need to keep in mind. First one is drugstore. These do not require service of registered pharmacist. Chemist and druggist, these are the licensed premises which require the service of registered pharmacist, but drugs are not compounded over here. Okay, you are not going to make drugs over there. Pharmacy, it is a premises licensed for sale of drug which employs the service of registered pharmacist, qualified person basically, and drugs are compounded over here. So basically a drugstore, it doesn't require a registered pharmacist. Okay, chemist and druggist, they require it, but they do not prepare product over there. And pharmacy, they require it as well as they prepare product over there. Premises which have a qualified person and engage in compounding of drugs is called as drugstore. Pharmacy, chemist and druggist, none of the above. We have just discussed it. The correct answer would be pharmacy. Premises licensed for sale of drug which have a qualified person, but where drugs are not compounded against premises are called as, see, drugs are not compounded over here. Okay, so drug store, pharmacy, chemist and druggist, or none of the above. The correct answer is chemist and druggist. Now we are moving to the next part, that is administrative bodies, including Central Drug Laboratories and its functions. So DTAB, it is a type of advisory committee, analytical committee, executive committee, or none of the above. The correct answer is advisory committee. DTAB is appointed by central government under the provisions of Section 1, Section 3, Section 5, Section 7. The correct answer is Section 5. Ayurvedic and Unani Drug Technical Advisory Board is constituted under Section 33A, Section 33B, Section 33C, or Section 33D. See, just for making the things easy, I have kept the section same so that at least you can remember the section. And in case multiple choice questions are asked and if this section appears in front of you, you can easily recall it. So I have given the section same, only the sub part has been changed over here. Okay, so the correct answer over here will be Section 33C. The chairman of DTAB is President of PCI, President of MCI, Drug Controller of India, or Director General of Health Service. The correct answer is Director General of Health Service. Member of DTAB holds office for a period of 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. The correct answer is 3 years. The committee that advises the DTAB and various governments is Drug Consultative Committee, Drug Enquiry Committee, Central Drug Laboratory, or Central Pharmacy Council. The correct answer is Drug Consultative Committee. Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani Drug Consultative Committee is constituted under Section 33A, Section 33B, Section 33C, Section 33D. The correct answer is Section 33D. Important points about analysis of drugs and products. See, in this slide, I have tried to mention each and every place where the drugs are analyzed. There are chances that in certain books, say for example, there is a portion in DPharm book where IUDs and falloprins are tested in Delhi, whereas in the book that is used for degree BPharm, they have mentioned it as Thane. Okay, so you can use any one, either Delhi or Thane, depending on the objectives that you are having in front of you. So I have just mentioned over here Thane. Okay, so we would be moving to this. See, products that are to be tested, like sera, vaccine, toxins, antigens, antitoxins, serum, proteins, sterilized surgical ligatures and sutures, and bacteriophages. These are analyzed at Central Research Institute, Kasauli. Okay, and the director is going to analyze it. So in order to make things easier for you, I have just highlighted this sera. Okay, S from here, and then C, R, I, and K. That is SCRIK. That is seras would be tested in Central Research Institute, Kasauli. Then oral polio vaccine, that is OPV, that is tested by Deputy Director, Polio Vaccine Testing Laboratory of Central Research Institute, Kasauli, OPV. It is given over there, PVLCRI, that is Polio Vaccine Testing Laboratory of Central Research Institute, Kasauli. Veterinary products tested by Director of Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Izzat Nagar or Mukteshwar. That is V. V is for veterinary, IVRI, Indian Veterinary Research Institute, either Izzat Nagar or Mukteshwar. VDRL, that is venereal disease antigens. These are tested by serologist and chemical examiner at a laboratory of serologist and chemical examiner, Kolkata. It is VDRL SCE K. K is for Kolkata over here. Intrauterine devices and fallope rings. It is tested by Director of Central Drug Testing Laboratory, Thane. That is IOD CDTLT. Okay, so you can remember it in this way. Human blood products, including HIV antibodies. These are tested by Head of Department, National Institute of Communicable Diseases, Department of Microbiology, Delhi, National Institute of Virology, Pune, or Center for Advanced Research and Virology, Christian Medical College, Vellore, CMC, Vellore. Okay. Homeopathic Medicines Director. It is tested by the Director of Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia Laboratory, Ghaziabad, HPLG. Condoms, it is tested by the Director, Central Indian Pharmacopoeia Laboratory, Ghaziabad, CIPLG. Diagnostic kits, blood grouping reagents, it is tested by the Director, National Institute of Biologicals, Noida, DNIBN. So this is somewhat easy for you to remember in this way. See, now biologicals are tested at Chennai, Noida, Kasauli, Delhi. The correct answer is Kasauli. Biologicals, basically these are sera, vaccine, toxins and all. Okay, so they would be tested at Kasauli. Who is going to test it? Director of Central Research Institute, Kasauli. Then again, condoms are tested at Izzat Nagar, Ghaziabad, Kolkata, Chennai. The correct answer is Ghaziabad. VDRL antigen is tested and analyzed by Director of Central Drug Laboratory, Drug Controller of India, Serologist and Chemical Examiner, Deputy Director of Central Drug Laboratory. The correct answer is Serologist and Chemical Examiner. Antiserine toxides for veterinary use are tested at Izzat Nagar, Ghaziabad, Chennai, Lucknow. The correct answer is Izzat Nagar. The Central Drug Laboratory is established at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, or Delhi. The correct answer is Kolkata. Intrauterine devices and fallope rings are tested at Pune, Thane, Kasauli, Delhi. So either it can be Delhi or Thane. Over here I have mentioned it as Thane. Okay. Functions of Central Drug Laboratory are to analyze or test samples of drugs or cosmetics sent by its customer, sent to it by custom collector. Then to analyze or test samples of drugs or cosmetics sent to it by court. To analyze or test samples of drug or cosmetics sent to it by authorized officers, or all of the above. The correct answer obviously will be all of the above over here. Drug samples sent by drug inspector are analyzed at state laboratories, local laboratories, central drug laboratory, medical institutions. The correct answer is state laboratories. Government analyst is appointed under section 21, 20, 11, 10. The correct answer is 20. Government analyst is appointed by state government under subsection of section 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is 1. Government analyst for Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs is appointed under section 33G, 33F, 33D or 33B. The correct answer over here is 33F. Person in charge of state drug laboratories is drug inspector, chemical analyst, government analyst, drug controller. The correct answer is government analyst. Drug inspector is appointed under section 20, 21, 22, 23. The correct answer is 21. Drug inspector for Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs is appointed under section 33F, 33G, 33D or 33B. The correct answer is 33G. Licensing authority for issuing license for import of drugs is appointed by state government, central government, drug controller of India, government analyst. The correct answer is central government. Licensing authorities for issuing license for manufacture, distribution and sale of drugs or cosmetic for specified period are appointed by state government, central government, drug controller of India, government analyst. The correct answer is state government. Moving to the next part, that is procedure of inspection, licenses for sale of drugs. Licenses for sale of drugs is very important. You need to keep in mind all the licenses that are mentioned over here. So government analyst supplies the report of analysis of drugs to drug inspector in duplicate, triplicate, single copy or none of the above. The correct answer is triplicate. The report of analysis are provided by government analyst to the drug inspector in form number 11, 12, 13, 14. The correct answer is 13. The report of analysis is provided to the inspector in the form number 13. If a purchaser wants to test or analyze samples, he must make an application in form number 14, form number 14A, form number 14B, form number 14C. So basically form number 14 is common. Now we just need to find it out whether it is just form number 14, A, B or C. The correct answer over here is form number 14A. Reports of analysis of drug or cosmetic are provided by government analyst to the purchaser in form number 14, form number 14A, form number 14B, form number 14C. The correct answer is 14B. Okay, so application is given in form number 14A and the report would be given in form number 14B. Establishment of licensed for sale of drugs must be visited by drug inspector at least once a year, twice a year, thrice a year, 4 times a year. The correct answer is once a year. Premises meant for manufacturing of drugs must be inspected by drug inspector at least once a year, twice a year, thrice a year, or 4 times a year. The correct answer again is once a year. While taking samples of drug or cosmetics, inspector intimates the purpose in the form 14, 15, 16, and 17. The correct answer is 17. A receipt of acknowledgement is provided in the form 14A, 15A, 16A, 17A. The correct answer is 17A. Copy of memorandum in the form dash along with specimen impression used to seal the packet is sent to government analyst in form number 16, 17, 18 or 19. The correct answer is 18. If the sample is taken from premises where the sale of drug is carried out, drug inspector divides the sample in dash parts 2, 4, 6, 8. The correct answer is 4 parts. If the sample is taken from manufacturing premises, the sample is divided in dash parts 1, 4, 3, 5. The correct answer is 3. Penalty for obstructing inspector is imprisonment up to 5 years, imprisonment up to 3 years, imprisonment up to 7 years, or imprisonment up to 1 year. The correct answer is imprisonment up to 3 years. Important points that you need to keep in mind. These are the different licenses that I was speaking about. You need to memorize all these licenses. These are very, very, very important. Okay, so license issued for retail drugs other than C, C1 and X, it is in form number 20. Drugs specified in C and C1, 21. Drugs specified in Schedule X, it is 20F for retail. So 20, 21 and 20F would be for retail. Restricted 21A for drugs other than C, C1 and X, and 20A and 21A for drugs specified in Schedule C and C1. You can't go for license for Schedule X, okay, for restricted places. Wholesale license is given in form number 20B for drugs other than C, C1 and X, 21B for C and C1, and 20G for X. Wholesale distribution by motor vehicle. In this case, for drugs specified in Schedule C, C1, drugs specified in other schedules, okay, except C, C1 and X, yes, 20 BB, 21 BB. You can't go for giving license for drugs specified in Schedule X. Okay, so this is basically forms in which license is issued for sale, stock, or exhibition for sale or distribution of drugs. You need to memorize it. Okay, so license to sell drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 are issued in form number 19, 20, 21, 22. The correct answer is 21. License for wholesale of drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 are issued in form number 20A, 21A, 20B, 21B. The correct answer is 21B. License for wholesale of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and X are issued in form number 20A, 21A, 20B, and 21B. The correct answer is 20B. License for retail sale of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C and C1 and X are issued in form number 19, 20, 21, 22. The correct answer is 20. Restricted license for sale of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and X is issued in 20A, 21A, 20B, 21B. The correct answer is 20E. Restricted license for sale of drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 is issued in 20A, 21A, 20B, and 21B. The correct answer is 21A. License for retail sale of drugs specified in Schedule X is issued in form 20A, 20F, 20G, 20B. The correct answer is 20F. License for wholesale of drugs specified in Schedule X is issued in form 20F, 20A, 20G, 20B. The correct answer is 20G. License for sale of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1, and X by motor vehicle is issued in form 20B, 20BB, 21B, 21BB. The correct answer is 20BB. License for sale of drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 by motor vehicle is issued in Form 20B, 20BB, 21B, 21BB. The correct answer is 21BB. Import of license in Form dash is required for import of drugs excluding those specified in Schedule X 10, 11, 12, 13. The correct answer is 10. Moving to the next part, licenses for manufacture and repackaging of drugs. See, this part is important for B.Pharm students. Okay, you being diploma students, you can just go through these. It is not very important, but just for the sake of reading it, you can go through this. So part 4 basically is not for your use. Okay. So moving to the multiple choice questions. Application for grant of renewal of license to manufacture drugs other than C, C1 and X for sale or distribution is done in the form 20, 24, 24F, 27. The correct answer is 24. Application for grant or renewal of license to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule C, C1 and X for sale or distribution is done in form number 20, 24, 24F, 27. The correct answer is 27. Application for manufacture of drugs specified in Schedule X and Part XB for sale of distribution is done in form number 20, 24, 24F, 27. The correct answer is 24F. Application for grant or renewal of license for operation of blood bank and processing blood components of products is done in form number 25, 27D, 24F, 27C. The correct answer is 27C. Application for grant or renewal of license to manufacture or for sale or distribution of large volume parenterals, sera and vaccines, excluding those specified in Schedule X, is done in form number 25, 27D, 24F, 27C. The correct answer is 27D. Application for grant or renewal of homeopathic drugs is done in form number 25, 27D, 24C, 27C. The correct answer is 24C. Application for license to manufacture drugs for analysis purpose is done in form number 30, 31, 31A, 30A. The correct answer is 30. Application for grant or renewal of license to manufacture cosmetics is done in form number 30, 31, 31A, 30A. The correct answer is 31. Application for grant or renewal of loan license to manufacture cosmetics is done in form number 30, 31, 31A, 30A. The correct answer is 31A. Application for grant or renewal of loan license to manufacture drugs other than those specified in C, C1 and X is done in form number 24, 24A, 20A, 20. The correct answer is 24A. Application for grant or renewal of loan license to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 is done in form number 24A, 27A, 24B, 27B. The correct answer is 27A. Application for grant or renewal of license to repack for sale or distribution of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and X is done in form number 27A, 27B, 24A, 24B. The correct answer is 24B. License is not renewed in case of license to manufacture drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and X, license to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule C, C1 and X, license to manufacture drugs for the purpose of examination, test or analysis, none of the above. The correct answer is license to manufacture drugs for the purpose of examination, test or analysis. License to manufacture drugs other than C, C1 and X for sale or distribution is granted in form number 24, 25, 26, 27. The correct answer is 25. License to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule X and Part XB for sale or distribution is granted in form number 24F, 25F, 26F, 27F. The correct answer is 25F. License to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule C, C1 and X is granted in form number 25, 26, 27, 28. The correct answer is 28. License for operation of blood bank and processing blood components of products is granted in form number 28, 28A, 28B, 28C. The correct answer is 28C. License to manufacture drugs for analysis purpose is granted in form number 27, 28, 29, 30. The correct answer is 29. License to manufacture homeopathic medicines is granted in form number 24C, 25C, 26C, 27C. The correct answer is 25C. License to manufacture cosmetic is granted in form number 30, 31, 32, 33. The correct answer is 32. Loan license to manufacture drugs other than C, C1 and X is granted in form number 24A, 25A, 26A, 27A. The correct answer is 25A. Loan license to manufacture drugs specified in Schedule C and C1 is granted in form number 27A, 28A, 29A, 26A. The correct answer is 28A. License to repack for sale or distribution of drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and X is granted in form number 24B, 25B, 24A, 25A. The correct answer is 25B. Renewal certificate for manufacturing of drugs is given in form number 26, 26F, both 1 and 2, none of the above. The correct answer is both 1 and 2. Renewal certificate for operation of blood bank is granted in form number 26, 26G, 26F, 26H. The correct answer is 26G. Renewal certificate for manufacture, sale, distribution of large volume parenterals, sera and vaccines, excluding those specified in Schedule X, is provided in 26, 26A, 26G, 26H. The correct answer is 26H. Renewal certificate for manufacture of homeopathic drugs is granted in form number 26A, 26B, 26C, 26D. The correct answer is 26C. Renewal certificate for loan license to manufacture drugs is granted in form number 26, 26A, 26B, 26C. The correct answer is 26A. Renewal certificate for repacking of drugs is granted in form number 26, 26A, 26B, 26C. The correct answer is 26B. Moving to the next part, that is provisions related to cosmetic. Okay, this is very important for diploma students. You need to memorize few things over here. Basically, the limits of content within a cosmetic is very important. Just try to memorize those things. Cosmetic containing hexachlorophane are allowed to be imported, are prohibited to be imported, are permitted to be imported, none of the above. The correct answer is are prohibited to be imported. Any cosmetic containing hexachlorophene cannot be imported. Cosmetics containing more than dash ppm of arsenic are prohibited. 20, 40, 2, 4. The correct answer is 2. Okay. Cosmetics containing dash parts per million of lead are prohibited from import. 2, 20, 200, 2000. The correct answer is 20. Cosmetics containing dash parts per million of heavy metals are prohibited from import. 2, 10, 200, 100. The correct answer is 100. Okay, so while remembering, you can just simply keep it as ALH. A is for arsenic, that is 2. Lead is going to be 20. And H, that is heavy metals, that would be 100. For manufacturing cosmetics, license must be issued by central government, state government, licensing authority, chief executive officer. The correct answer is licensing authority. A person whose license has been rejected can reapply within 6 months, 6 weeks, 1 year, 4 weeks. The correct answer is 6 months. He can reapply within 6 months if his license has been rejected. A person who is aggrieved by the decision of licensing authority may appeal to state government, central government, Department of Cosmetic, Drug Inspector. The correct answer over here is state government. The licensee must maintain an inspection book in form number dash to enable an inspector to record his impressions. 15, 25, 35, 45. The correct answer is 35. The book must be kept in 35 form. Okay. Fluoride content in toothpaste shall not be more than 100 ppm, 10 ppm, 1000 ppm, 1 ppm. The correct answer is 1000 parts per million. Okay, any toothpaste containing more than 1000 parts per million would not be considered fit. Moving to the next part, that is schedule F, F2 and FF. Okay, again, the details of the schedule are somewhat important for B.Pharm students, diploma students. They can just go through it. It is not mandatory to understand each and everything at this stage. Okay, it is just going to be helpful in case any question comes from this. So blood bank requirement should have basically a blood bank should have an area of dash for its operation and dash for preparation of blood components. 100 square meters and 10 square meters, 100 square meters and 50 square meters, 50 square meters and 100 square meters, or 10 square meters and 100 square meters. The correct answer is 100 square meters for operation and 50 square meters for preparation. Hemoglobin of a blood donor must not be less than 10 grams, 12 grams, 12.5 grams, 14 grams. The correct answer is 12.5 grams. Weight of blood donor must not be less than 50 kg, 45 kg, 60 kg, or 70 kg. The correct answer is 45 kg. A person with a history of blood transfusion must not donate blood for 12 months, 3 months, 6 months, none of the above. The correct answer is 6 months. After 6 months, he can again donate blood. Color of label on bag of O blood group is yellow, blue, pink, white. The correct answer is blue. Okay, so O blood group, basically it is kept in blue colored bags. Yellow colored label, it is used for dash blood group O, A, B, or AB. The correct answer is A. So if you are going to check out yellow colored label, so you can easily identify that it would be containing A blood group. Color of label on bag of B blood group is yellow, blue, pink, white. The correct answer is pink. White colored label is used for dash blood group O, A, B, or AB. The correct answer is AB. Threads per diem of cut bandages for wrap must not be less than 10, 100, 15, 150. The correct answer is 150. Threads per diem of cut bandages for weft must not be less than 10, 25, 50, 75. The correct answer is 75. Threads per diem of absorbent gauze of prep must not be less than 15, 35, 55, 75. The correct answer is 75. Average sinking time of absorbent cotton gauze must not be more than 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. The correct answer is 10 seconds. Dash must not be used as preservative in solutions of nitrates or salicylates. One is phenyl mercuric nitrate, next phenyl mercuric acetate, benzalkonium chloride, chlorobutanol. The correct answer is benzalkonium chloride. It must not be used as preservatives in solutions of nitrates or salicylates. Moving to the next part, that is schedule M, N, and O. Aseptic preparations and filling is carried out in dash area. Grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D. The correct answer is grade A. Again, this part is not that important for D-Pharm students. Okay, you can even skip it if you wish. No issues, but only keep in mind the content from schedule O. Solutions for parenterals are prepared in grade dash area A, B, C, D. The correct answer is C. The minimum recommended area for tableting section is dash for basic installment and dash for ancillary area for uncoated tablets. 30 square meters and 10 square meters, 60 square meters and 20 square meters, 30 square meters and 20 square meters, 60 square meters and 10 square meters. The correct answer is 60 square meters and 20 square meters. The minimum recommended area for ophthalmic product is dash for basic installation and dash for ancillary area for uncoated tablets. 25 square meters and 10 square meters, 10 square meters and 25 square meters, 30 square meters and 10 square meters, 10 square meters and 30 square meters. The correct answer is 25 square meters and 10 square meters. Okay, 25 square meters is for basic installation and 10 square meters is for ancillary area. The minimum recommended area for suppositories and pessaries is dash for basic installation, 10 square meters, 20 square meters, 30 square meters, or 60 square meters. The correct answer is 20 square meters. The minimum required area for basic setup of face powder, cake, compacts, etc. unit is 10 square meters, 15 square meters, 20 square meters, 25 square meters. The correct answer is 15 square meters. Section for nail polishes and nail lacquers must have an dash area of 10 square meters, 15 square meters, 20 square meters, 25 square meters. The correct answer is 15 square meters. A minimum area of dash is required for small scale manufacture of toilet soaps. 10 square meters, 50 square meters, 100 square meters, 250 square meters. The correct answer is 100 square meters. The area of the section of pharmacy to be used as dispensing section should not be less than dash for one pharmacist. 2 square meters, 4 square meters, 6 square meters, 8 square meters. The correct answer is 6 square meters. The disinfectants are classified as black fluids, white fluids, green fluids, both 1 and 2. Disinfectants, basically they are classified as black fluids and white fluids. So the correct answer over here would be both 1 and 2. RW coefficient, that is Riddle-Walker coefficient for grade 1 disinfectant is 10, 5, 18, 28. The correct answer is 18. Riddle-Walker coefficient for grade 1 disinfectant is 18. Riddle-Walker or RW coefficient for grade 2 disinfectant is 10, 5, 18, 28. The correct answer is 10. RW coefficient for grade 3 disinfectants is 10, 5, 18, 28. The correct answer is 5. Riddle-Walker coefficient is used to determine dash of disinfectants. Germicidal value, safety value, both 1 and 2, none of the above. The correct answer is germicidal value. Moving to the last part, that is clinical trials and miscellaneous. For a new drug discovered in India, clinical trials are required to be carried out in India from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. The correct answer is phase 1. Okay, again, it is very important for students pursuing B Pharm and not D Pharm. If any unexpected serious adverse effects occur during clinical trials, it should be reported by the sponsor to the licensing authority within dash days. 7 days, 1 day, 14 days, 30 days. The correct answer is 14 days. Any unexpected adverse effect must be reported within 14 days, okay, from the date of occurrence. Investigators must report all serious and unexpected adverse events to sponsor within dash days. 7 days, 1 day, 14 days, 30 days. The correct answer is 1 day. The main objective of phase 1 study is to estimate safety, to estimate tolerability, both 1 and 2, none of the above. The correct answer is both 1 and 2. The main objective would be to estimate safety as well as tolerability of a particular drug. Phase 1 study is usually carried out on animals, healthy volunteers, critical patients, or geriatrics. The correct answer is healthy volunteers. Basically, you are going to take a small sample. Okay, sample means a small population which is healthy, and then you are going to test the drug on them, and that would be considered as a phase 1 study. Okay, so in this case, only healthy volunteers are used because you are going to determine the safety as well as tolerability of a particular drug. So taking a patient, it might risk you into getting wrong results, or we can say bad results basically. So studies in dash phase of clinical trials have non-therapeutic objective. Okay, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. The correct answer is phase 1. You don't actually go for discussing about the pharmacokinetic parameters, pharmacodynamic things and all. You're just dealing with the safety and tolerability of that particular drug, whether a person can tolerate this drug, whether any adverse reactions are happening or not. You're not going to find out whether the drug is effective for treating this particular disease, and that to what extent you're going to determine it. It is not possible. So phase 1 basically it is for studies in clinical trials which are of non-therapeutic objective. Phase 2 clinical trials are also termed as human pharmacological studies, therapeutic exploratory trials, therapeutic confirmatory trials, post-marketing trials. The correct answer is therapeutic exploratory trials. The objective of phase 2 trials is to evaluate pharmacokinetic parameters, to determine maximum dose, to evaluate effectiveness of a drug on particular indication or a condition of a patient. None of the above. The correct answer is to evaluate the effectiveness of a drug on particular indications of a condition within a particular patient. Phase 3 clinical trials are also termed as human pharmacological studies, therapeutic exploratory studies, therapeutic confirmatory trials, post-marketing trials. The correct answer is therapeutic confirmatory trials. Dash phase of clinical trials serves as a basis for obtaining marketing approval. 1, 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is 3. Okay, once the therapeutic effectiveness of a particular drug is confirmed, you can go for marketing of that product, isn't it? So it would be serving as a basis for obtaining marketing approval. Phase 3. Phase 4 clinical trials are also termed as human pharmacological study, therapeutic exploratory trials, therapeutic confirmatory trials, post-marketing trials. These are also termed as post-marketing trials. Phase 4, they are termed as post-marketing trials. Geriatric patients are usually included in dash phase of clinical trial. 1, 2, 3, 3, and 2 at sponsors option. See, sponsor is also having an option. So he can say that, well, I need to test geriatric patients. Okay, not only healthy geriatric people, but patients also. So I can go for using phase 2 also. So in this case, the correct answer would be 3 and 2 at sponsors option. Okay, if sponsor says, he can go for using those people in clinical trials also. Any person found manufacturing spurious cosmetics is liable for imprisonment up to 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The correct answer is 3 years. Penalty for using government analyst report for advertising for the first time is 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, none of the above. The correct answer is 500 rupees. See, I have taken the content, or basically I have used the following books for making multiple choice questions and adding a few informative content. So for further details, you can go through it. These are the books. The first one, Forensic Pharmacy by Dr. B.S. Kuchekar. It is for B.Pharm students. Pharmaceutical Jurisprudence by Dr. B.S. Kuchekar. It is for diploma students. You can refer those for further knowledge. Okay. So thank you. In case you want to contact me, you can contact me at patilpradeep19@yahoo.com.